Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So, checking in on Ethereum first. Ethereum, nice breakdown. Again, we could not get above our 496, 497 level. Going to move those out of the way now with this nice big pullback. Watching for a rotation up with the rotation zone and prior support held there and then plummeting back through, dropping through to 50, dropping through to major cluster, and then just dropping all the way down. This even closed below the 62.5 retracement level, which is very bearish again for Ethereum. Right now, if we rally, first level of resistance 450, next major area if we get through there 461 to about 463. A lot of overhead resistance now, rotation zone back against Ethereum on the 4-hour basis. If we have the 8 push the price back down, we're consolidating, so we're going to be watching what happens when the 8 drops down to see if it pushes the price lower. 418 to 416 next major cluster, then we got 409, which is right about the candle bodies, and then a retest of the lows around 404. Let's check in on that daily. Again, finally did get above the rotation zone, paused out there, closed back below it, then plummeted. Still in bearish mode now, rotation zone against us on the 4-hour and the daily. Only thing you can do, hope you had stops in, because that's what we keep saying, especially when we get up through to this rotation zone. You got to keep moving up your stops, and when you plummet, especially through the 4-hour rotation zone, you either got to take something off or get stopped out because you're going to get stuck holding it. So right now, the 8's flipping over. That's going to come in contact with that 460 to 462 level. So, again, everybody who bought in here is now wrong. If we rally back up in anywhere between the 450 and the 462 level, all these dip buyers might try to, people like, oh, let me just get out again. This thing's going down again. So, nothing really to do except sit on your hands, watch for the high probability reversal patterns at the lower levels, but just be very patient. This was a very bearish candle. Could not sustain anything, and now we're back. We're now trading back above the 62.5% retracement, but that was not good that we got all the way down to 75% retracement you see here, because that broke. We look for critical support just on everything between the 50 and the 62.5. Generally, if you get below the 62.5, it means you're going lower. Pretty much the same story, although not as major a move in Bitcoin, but not very positive. Again, pushed up, formed this very sloppy double topping pattern, which when we see that just means we're going to be looking for the lower prices. Then close below the rotation zone, first cross the rotation zone, then plummeting back down again. We're going to be watching what's going to happen as this 8 drops if this continues sideways. Next major cluster down is about 62.61. Then we'd be looking for 6196, 6200, and then if we drop through all that, especially through the 6160 level, which is, again, that's that 62.5% retracement, we don't want to see it go below there. Then we'd be watching for the next major cluster about 6025 to 6008. On the resistance, if we do rally, you see there's support coming in here, that's now resistance lining up with the 8, so that's going to be about 64, 64, and then on a stronger rally, back to 25% retracement level, and the decline 21 about 65, 66. But again, the rotation zone against us now. We're back in bearish mode. Let's switch over to that daily chart. We did get the first cross, but now it looks like it's crossing back down, which is a double cross pattern, which just means we got the bigger correction on the bigger time frame. So if we looked at the bigger time frame, and you see here, that would be the weekly time frame. So what happened? We have the 8 coming down, 8 pushing price. We couldn't even get in the rotation zone on the weekly time frame, and we got that double cross pattern on the daily time frame. So now we're cruising back down. So this is bearish, although not as bearish as Ethereum, which is a lot weaker. But Bitcoin not looking good. Again, not much to do. If we do rally on the daily time frame, the major resistance right now is going to be about 65.44. to about 65.14. I'd be very patient. I need the 4-hour rotation zone to get back in our favor and to get back above this 65.66 level before I'm interested in doing anything, unless we get a sharp sell-off and I do get a bottoming pattern. But there's nothing in sight for right now, so we're just going to be very patient and sit on our hands with both Bitcoin and Ethereum and wait to see the high probability entries, and do not force anything. There's a lot of weakness still coming back in this market. So we have for you today. Bye for now.